Hi, and welcome back to the Bad Back Gardener. Today in a warm January day. For my area, this is very warm. It's in the 60s today for January. So I thought I'd get out and give you a little bit of a tour of the bland, ugly garden that is. And I'm going to start, hopefully, today, since it's so warm, I'm going to start clearing the garden out for spring. So we'll take a little tour here for that, and then I'll show you a video or picture here of what I get done today. So let's get started with that. You have to excuse the wind. It's a warm day, a very warm day for my area in Pennsylvania. For January, for almost the middle of January, 60 some degrees. I love it. And it's been kind of a warm few days, but this is supposed to be the warmest of them all. But hoping to get out and get a little bit of the gardening done. As you can see, it's kind of bland and ugly this time of year. I don't like it, but it's better than seeing all that white, ugly four-letter word stuff on the ground. Got a lot of birds and stuff that I feed here. They're flying around, a lot of blue jays and redbirds, and I actually do feed the deer here too. So I get deer every night up in the garden. And so you can see this is where I plowed and dumped some extra dirt last year in the garden. I'm clearing out an area up there, hoping for a future greenhouse, and I'll show you that here in a little bit. But that hopefully is the 2020 project that'll be completed, is getting a new greenhouse or a greenhouse. But we'll see how that turns out, and I'll let you follow me on that. But this is the area where I dumped all the dirt in and leveled it out. But there was no grass growing, so I'm feeding the deer here because they just make a muddy mess of the yard. So I was trying to keep them down into that area to where it's already muddy as it is. But that's that area. Then I'll take you up here and I'll show you the area that I'm talking about. There's my pergola and swing, still out for this year. This is the area that I did last year. I leveled it out, and then I built like a little retaining wall that I will finish off in the same sort of finish, the kind of like the adobe finish or the mud finish look, a western kind of look. I'm going to finish those walls off with that, and then right in here I'm going to put my greenhouse. So that's an ongoing project. I ran out of time in the fall that I was working on, so hopefully I get back to that here in 2020. But pretty nice day. It's supposed to get rain here at some point, more rain, but it's been raining pretty good. As you can see, the garden was kind of left. I got so busy in the fall with that project up there, trying to get all that done. I didn't get to cleaning anything out too much, and actually a lot of people clean it out in the fall, which is probably the proper thing to do, but in my schedule and busy schedule and stuff, unfortunately it usually happens in the spring that I clean the beds out. So it's a little bit easier actually in the spring because everything's died off. The roots aren't very strong, the plants aren't very strong, they break and come off a lot easier. So I tend to do it in the spring more myself. Proper or not, that's when I do it. So that's what I'm going to work on today, is maybe clearing out a few of these beds from last year. There's nothing in here other than probably some winter onions that are growing. But a little bit of cilantro actually is still alive after some of the cold weather we've had. Surprisingly, cilantro is pretty tough stuff once you get it started, and once it grows, it's pretty tough stuff. So I tried to keep all the row covering stuff that was falling apart last year. So I really wasn't worried about putting it away there because most of it's pretty much the end of its life there. But I was trying to keep it going as long as I could in the fall there, but it finally just got too cold to where it got killed off. So that's the tour of the garden. There's not a whole lot of sense in taking me up front because there's nothing growing up there. We stayed like this a few more days, and we might actually have stuff popping up through the grounds. It's the early flowers popping up through the ground. So, but I don't suspect that's going to happen, unfortunately, in my area. As much as I would like to see that. So that's going to do it for this video, from the short video here of the windy, warm winter garden tour. Thanks for watching. Catch up with me on Facebook. You can also email me at bbgardner@zoominternet.net. And as always, if your back ain't hurting, you ain't working.